long to learn that in basketball and at work, you win by playing as a team. The NBA playoffs, now underway, always bring out the best in the kids who play pickup basketball in a schoolyard playground around the corner from where I live, and also the worst. All season long, they mimic the pros they watch on TV, for good and for ill, and this copycat fever reaches its peak right about now. To wit, some pros think shoot first, they play one-on-one, even though the game is 5-on-5, going ISO, as in isolating themselves, while others generally think pass first or at least weigh each option equally. Most do both, with the best knowing when to do one rather than the other. But the teenagers and young adults among whom I compete mainly shoot first and pass later, if at all. Mirroring Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony, neither of whose teams, by the way, reached the playoffs, they try to win games all by themselves, all without ever seeming to suspect such strategies usually fail. More, on NCAA basketball coaches, what our teams taught us more. Replacing youth tackle football with flag football might not make children safer. I was once much the same. Once I got the ball, I quickly discovered I had three basic options. I could shoot, dribble or pass it. I almost always shot it. As a mediocre player, I rarely received the ball in the first place, so I had to capitalize on every opportunity it arrived in my hands and make my mark scoring. Teammates occasionally accused me of shooting too much. As it happens, I was once a solo act at work, too, with the same tunnel vision about my role. Luckily, my first two jobs out of college let me operate largely independently. Then I freelanced for 10 years, acting as my own boss, with authority to make my own decisions. I seldom sought advice from others, much less promoted any level of partnership. Then, at age 39, something pivotal happened. I once again became gainfully employed, once again doing jobs that enabled me to function like a small business owner, reinforcing my narrow-minded habits. But soon I joined a global corporation. No longer could I work in the same I call the shots style. Performance reviews characterized me as a loner. One boss warned me outright to bear in mind I no longer ran my own show. In time, of necessity, I adapted, albeit reluctantly, gradually shedding my tendency to live on my own terms. I came to recognize, and fully appreciate, that if our firm was to deliver service that would satisfy our clients, I had to learn to be a true teammate. After all, no one can do everything, nor should even anyone try, least of all if you're in a profession that's often a team sport. So I, in effect, started to pass the ball. I would handle task A, but others could take on tasks B, C and D. We would establish objectives, chart strategy and carry out our plan, and we would do so together. And in so conducting ourselves, in respecting and trusting each other, we would ultimately perform more efficiently and achieve better results than any one of us could ever have done alone. More, let college football players major in football. NFL or not, they'll get jobs. Policing the USA, a look at race, justice, media. Then changed my approach to basketball, too. If a teammate is in a better position to score than I am, I feed him the ball. Some NBA stars, such as Kobe Bryant, never quite learned this. Wilt Chamberlain learned it almost too late. Some players are born knowing it, Bill Russell and Oscar Robertson come to mind. And others need a few years before the lesson sinks home, Michael Jordan, for one. And today LeBron James is embodying such leadership for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He strives selflessly to get all his teammates involved. And in so doing, he makes each feel important, even essential. By thinking big picture, above and beyond himself, he makes the players surrounding him better. I'm trying to educate the kids in my neighborhood, through how I now play, to assume the same attitude. If I see a teammate trying to get the job done all by himself, I might tell him, "Hey, have you heard passing the ball is now legal in this state?" But if I'm feeling more diplomatic, I'll say, "Let's play like a team, okay? We'll have a better shot at winning." With any luck, the kids on the basketball courts will get the right idea earlier than I managed to do, and that collaborative spirit will carry over to the workplace and life in general. If so, they'll have the perfect formula for winning championships. Bob Brody, an executive and essayist in New York City, is author of the memoir Playing Catch with Strangers, A Family Guy, Reluctantly, Comes of Age,